Turkish education system is under the supervision and control of the state, namely the Ministry of National Education. Compulsory from ages 6 to 14 and free in state schools. Primary education compulsory and free basic education for 8 years. Secondary education 4 years of high school or vocational high. There's different types of high school in Turkey, such as public high school, vocational high school, Anatolian, super, science, and private high school. There's also different types of higher education institutions, such as state universities, higher vocational schools, and private or foundation universities. In 2003, the government introduced a sweeping health reform program aimed at increasing the ratio of private to state health provision and making healthcare available to a large share of the population. The healthcare system in Turkey has a highly complex structure. Improvement in healthcare service delivery have made Turkey a unique example of universal coverage for quality health services. The three most common causes of mortality in the country are circulatory system disease, cancer, and respiratory disease. Healthcare in Turkey is majorly provided by Ministry of Health and some private health institutions. Turkey has the world's 90th largest nominal gross domestic product (GDP) and 13th largest GDP by purchasing power parity (PPP). The country is among the world's leading producer of agricultural products are motor vehicles, transportation equipment, construction materials, consumer electronics, and home appliance. The economy of Turkey is an emerging market economy as defined by the International Monetary Fund. Turkey is also defined by economists and political scientists as one of the world's newly industrialized countries. Turkey remains highly dependent on imported oil and gas, but is pursuing energy relationship with a broader set of international partners and taking steps to increase use of domestic energy sources including renewables, nuclear, and coal. Turkey is a secular state with no official state religion. The Turkish constitution provides for freedom of religion and conscience. Turkey has been home to all three great revealed religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Although Christianity has a long tradition in Turkey, Islam is the largest current religion in Turkey. According to the state, with 98% of the population being automatically registered by the state as Muslim, Islam arrived in the region that comprises present-day Turkey, particularly the eastern province of the country, as early as the 7th century. Turkey also faced some environmental issues such as conservation of biodiversity, air pollution, waste disposal, land degradation, and green space in cities. Conservation of biodiversity. Due to its wide variety of habitats, the wildlife of Turkey is diverse. The forests also face major threats to the genetic diversity associated with overexploitation, forest fragmentation, air pollution, and global climatic change. Air pollution. This problem is especially acute in Istanbul, Ankara, Erzurum, and Bursa, where the combustion of heating fuels increase particulate density in winter. Waste disposal. As of 2016, many municipalities use substandard dumps to dispose of waste. Land degradation. LD is a critical agriculture problem. In Turkey, serious soil erosion has occurred in 69% of the land surface. Green space in cities. Former military land in cities may be rezoned for housing. The economy of Turkey is an emerging market economy as defined by the International Monetary Fund. However, behind the success of Turkey's economy, they also face some crises, currency and debt crisis. In 2018, Turkey went through this crisis. This crisis was caused by the Turkish economic excessive current account deficit and foreign currency debt. The official language. Turkish is the first language spoken by 90% of the 71.1 million population. Military language include Kurdish, Arabic, and several other languages are the mother tongue of smaller parts of the population. The Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey is a national agency of Turkey whose stated goal is to develop science, technology and innovation, STI policies, support and conduct research and development, and to play a leading role in the creation of a science and technology culture in the country. Turkish aerospace ranks among the top 100 global players in the aerospace and defense sector. The Turkish Space Launch System (UFS) is a project to develop the satellite launch capability of Turkey. It consists of the construction of a spaceport, the development of satellite launch vehicle, as well as the establishment of remote Earth station. Turkey is a transcontinental Eurasian country. Transcontinental is a list of countries located on more than one continent. The European section of Turkey, also known as East Thrace, is located at the easternmost edge of the Balkan Peninsula. Eastern Turkey has a more mountainous landscape and is home to the sources of rivers such as the Euphrates and Tigris. Turkey's varied landscape are the product of complex earth movements that have shaped the region over thousands of years and still manifest themselves in fiery earthquakes and occasional volcanic eruptions. The political system in Turkey is a democratic parliamentary republic system which is based on social justice and the rule of law in a secular constitution allowing multiple political parties. Parliament consists of 550 members which are elected by the people every 4 years, representing 81 electoral regions in the Turkish province. Between 1923 and 2018, Turkey was a parliamentary representative democracy. The new system came into effect with the president election in 2018 and gave the president complete control of the executive, including the power to issue decrees, appoint his own cabinet, draw up the budget, dissolve parliament by calling early election, and make appointments to the bureaucracy and the courts. The Turkish Armed Forces missions and responsibilities are clearly stated in the constitution and determined by laws as to react against new security problems and crises in the new century, to be ready to face the uncertainties, and to ensure the security of Turkey against internal and external risk. The Turkish Armed Forces consists of the land forces, the naval forces, and the air force. The Gendarmerie and the Coast Guard operate as part of the Ministry of Internal Affairs in peacetime, although they are subordinate to the Army and Navy commands respectively in wartime, during which they have both internal law enforcement and military functions. Turkey has maintained forces in international missions under the United Nations since the Korean War, including peacekeeping missions in Somalia and the Horn of Africa. In 2016, Global Peace Index, Turkey ranked 145 out of 163 countries in the world, mainly because of its increasingly strained relation with its neighbors. Turkey's developing economy offers lucrative investment opportunities in infrastructure across a wide variety of sectors including transportation, healthcare, and energy. Turkey's air infrastructure is well developed throughout the country, with over 100 airports, about 20 of them are international. Foreign relations of the Republic of Turkey are the Turkish government's policies in its external relation with the international community.